Good evening, viewers. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on the time you get to see this particular video. I'm very happy to host you all. And today with me, we are going to be having a very interesting session on Tea with Bels. And the session is circled around building wealth early. We literally know that in our 20s is more like a time where we have to be well equipped with the information that circles around how we can build proper capacity and momentum for ourselves to get into our next stage. And we actually know that sometimes, not always, if you don't build capacity in your 20s, it might likely affect how your 30s will be planned out, and maybe your 40s and even your lifetime. So it's very much important that in our 20s, we venture into savings and investments and all that. And in this session today, what you're going to be learning is the different savings options and also investment opportunities that you can literally venture in your 20s. And with me today, I have a very beautiful lady. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a wealth investor. She has years of experience in the investment niche. Like when it comes to investments, she is top notch. And do you know one thing? When it comes to sales and marketing, Miss Temidayo has been very, very exceptional. And that is the more reason why she's of the best capacity to impact knowledge to you all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would really appreciate your undivided attention as she walk us through the different ways that we can venture into savings, specifically in our 20s. So if you're someone that is just finishing your NYSC, or you're someone that's just finishing your school and you don't even know how to even figure out life, or you don't even know how to go about savings, we are going to be breaking that down. I will also be sharing real case scenarios that should be dissecting, and I believe that you would understand and it will actually impact in your life going forward. So Ms. Temidayo, can you just introduce yourself further to the audience? Thank you.
Okay, so a quick one. I am Temidayo, an investment advisor, and a lot more. Let's keep it short.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, disclaimer, in case you see Miss Temidayo anywhere, in case maybe it's 2 years time, 3 years time, you get to see her anywhere, please be like, she has lots of money. Yeah, don't go and say I did not tell you. She has money. Please
That's,
be like.
that's
Okay.
like,
All right, so let's just proceed with today's session. So while I was having the last session, Tea with Bels, there was a comment that came to me via social media. And we are going to start with the real case scenario first before we go into the questions directly. So the case scenario reads, good morning. I recently got my first job as a customer service experience officer here in Lagos, and I earn up to 350,000 naira monthly. It's not amazing, but it's enough to finally breathe a little. Over the past 4 months, with discipline and few sacrifices, I've been able to save up to 700,000 naira. But now, I'm honestly confused. I don't know what smart move I can actually venture into. I'm trying not to make it, I'm trying not to make a costly mistake. The challenge I currently have is that some of my friends are literally telling me that since I have this number of money saved, amounts of money saved, I can, start living like how I'm basically earning. I can upgrade my wardrobe and, enjoy myself because I deserve it. And another of my colleague actually told me that I need to put the money in savings and investments so that I can earn better and I can increase my money. But I don't really like how I look. I want to upgrade my lifestyle, and I don't even know how to go into savings and investment. I don't know if it's also good for me to invest in myself, because if you invest in yourself, it will also open doors for you, and it will help you to get more money for yourself one way or the other. So I'm literally very confused. And there is a certification that I want to get. It's almost 850,000 naira for the certification. And currently I have 700,000 naira. But I don't know what to prioritize right now. So that is the more reason why I'm sharing this information. I would really appreciate your input in this so that it will help me to shaping my decision in how I'm meant to spend, on basically how I'm meant to spend my money. So this is what the person said, that she feels stuck. She doesn't know if she can venture into, upgrading her lifestyle with a 700,000 naira, or maybe she can just put it in investments, savings and investments. She doesn't even know the savings and investments, or maybe she can just, use it to bag a certification. So, Ms. Temidayo, since you are here, and I believe that the person would, get to pick one or two things from this conversation, kindly just, what would you advise?
Okay, so let me say I'm going to use myself as a case study here. There's a popular thing I buy. You can't invest in something that is empty. For
True.
every time everyone does investment, we all always think it has to be buying stock, shares,
Yeah.
ETFs, and all of that, right? But there's one thing people oftentimes miss out on, and that is investing in yourself.
True.
For every investment, there could be maybe like what's the word? A downside to it. But then I don't know of anyone that's ever failed while investing in themselves. You can't give what you don't have. That's just how it is. So you have a job that pays well, 350,000 naira in this case. The next thing is not to upgrade your lifestyle. Because trust me, I think why many people stay poorer and poorer is not
Yeah.
because, yes, the economy is a factor to consider. That is certain. But then oftentimes we think immediately our income increases, then it has to reflect in our lifestyle. And that is one of the things to get you rolling in circles. Like you think you're making more, but then you're still that same person you've always been.
True.
Oftentimes, oh, you make money, you should look like it. It's a trap. Don't try it. Because, okay, people tell you, but let's say you earn 350,000 naira, you should
Yeah.
start shopping from Zara. You should start shopping from PLT, H&M's, and the likes of,
Yeah.
let me say, middle class design. But then, how about you start taking courses? How about even without you taking expensive courses, if you go on YouTube, buying data on your phone and sitting with, let me say, your phone, learning something improves something very serious about you at the long run. It makes a very strong impact at the long run. So for me, it is not always every time my income expands or increases, then it has to reflect in my lifestyle. There comes a time where your investment would fund your lifestyle,
Word.
not your income, not your income. So you can't always say, oh, because you earn more, then you have to look the part. I respect the fact where you have to look neat, put together, and all of that. But then you should know when to draw the line. If you're used to buying, let me say, a regular outfit for 15,000 naira while you were earning 150,000, it shouldn't increase when you start earning 350. Because in the real sense, 150,000 naira, 350,000 naira, they are still in the same income bracket.
Oh,
And once you start things beyond, there's this thing I joke oftentimes with my friends that 2K here, 3K there, 1 million naira is spent. And no jokes. You think these things are like very small, minute, but then at the long run, they tend to make very strong impact. So for me, if the person is trying to consider taking a course, that is a very smart move. But then you can't say for the sake of you taking a course, do your diligence, know what the course is bringing or adding to you as a person. There are
yeah.
lots of
True.
courses you can take that they can improve you get. So I feel like when you want to make decisions like this, it is best that you do your due diligence, ask from people that have experience, right? You
Yeah.
can't just take a leap of when it comes to life determining decisions. So then, first off, no business. I'm talking to the person that sent in the question. You have no business upgrade or upscaling your lifestyle. You are not there yet. And there's a thing with upgrading lifestyle. It never ends. It
Honestly,
never ends.
never
It
ends.
never. All you will have at the end of the day are just memories, nothing substantial to hold on to. So the best you can do is, I respect the fact that you want to take up a skill, you want to learn a new skill. That is a good decision to make. However, make your findings, understand how good the course is going to impact your life as a person,
Yeah.
career-wise, and other aspects that there is to consider. So don't just jump into upscaling or upgrading your lifestyle. Consider the course you want to take. Make sure it has like a significant impact that it is going to make in your life at the long run. And also, there's time for everything. There's time to earn, there's time to save. You can't be in the middle of literally trying to save your life and then you wanting to save. It doesn't work that way. At the end of the day, also, you keep going in circles because you would save today and then the rainy day will come right after. So you have to be in a space where you are good before you start thinking of saving. Because most times people think, oh, savings actually makes sense. But in some cases, savings will draw you back 100 million times
Okay.
because when that's not where you should start saving.
Okay.
Do you get me?
Yes, I get you.
So I would, yeah, so I would say understand where you are in life,
Mhm.
explore every good option, but then be sure what you want to explore, what parts you want to explore, and make sure you understand what exactly you want from life. Because I feel like if you don't know what you want, then people will tell you who you are.
True.
Yeah, so the best you can do for yourself is take that course. But before you take the course, make sure it is something that worth it at the moment, something that would add like a significant impact to your life at the moment, not just for the sake of, oh, I'm taking this course. No, just make sure it's something that works it. Yes. So that's my take on the question.
That's quite detailed, and I believe that um the person that sent this message would, gain value from it. So that leads me to the next question I would like to ask you, Miss Temidayo. So in respect to savings, because everything you stated circles around, channeling your energy to self-investments like mind and knowledge investments and also saving. So in relation to saving, how can one, if take for instance you have a particular amount of money, or maybe you earn, let's just say you earn 400,000 naira or 450,000 naira as a software developer, a junior software developer, what can you do? How can you go about saving? Like, what are the different savings options that you can, venture into? And how can you go about, being diligent in it? Because it's one thing for us to say, okay, this month or this quarter, I'm going to save 5 million naira. You get, what are the steps? How would you guide if you have a younger sister that is in her early 20s or maybe mid 20s? What are the step-by-step guide that you would give her towards ensuring that she saves diligently every month?
Okay, so that's a good one. For me, it still boils down to personal preference,
Yeah,
number of options out there to explore. I mentioned stock, shares, and the likes earlier, right? So
yeah,
it depends on your capacity. I mentioned something earlier rather, that you can't be in a sport where your maximum output would be A and then you're trying to give off F. It doesn't work, right? And there's a number of things to put in place while you're earning whatever amount you're earning. So first off, it could be, let's say, a steady fraction of your income. You have to have a number of sector spread out. You can't literally put all your eggs in a basket, right? So
yeah.
first off, let's say you're earning 350,000 naira.
Okay.
Definitely take out the parts where if you pay rent, you have to put that into consideration.
Sure.
And let's say for the sake of rent, I think wise people would agree with me that your rent shouldn't cover more than 2-3 months of your salary.
Yes, that's true.
If you are doing something beyond that, then you are in for it. Because you can't save 50% of your income to sort rent. You just keep moving in circles, right? So that aside, you have to save for the parts, or you have to like take out the parts where you have to cater for your basic needs: food, electricity, water, and all of that, right? Also, you have to take out a part for miscellaneous. Something always happens, something unplanned always happens. And there has to be like a little fraction where you can take out from conveniently without having to affect every other sector. So coming to the parts where you want to save actively, you have to consider your budget, the capacity you can hold, and what you have. In this case, let me say affinity, what you like,
Okay.
right? Yes. So for me, anytime I think investments, I either consider, maybe let me say, shares, stock market, and the likes of that. And for the fact that, I don't know, I grew up enjoying people wear gold. Like, I just like it when I see people wear it. And I see that, okay, the part where I can buy something with actual value. And the quickest way to like flip your money back. Okay, let's say you have a money that okay, I want to keep this thing, but then you don't want to use the typical savings account, likes of piggy vest, carry wise, and all of that.
Yeah.
You can buy gold. And if you need your money in the next 2 hours, you can sell and then get your money. Even more if it has lasted for quite a number of times, right?
Okay.
So for me personally, like I said, I consider stock, shares, gold. And for security reason, you necessarily don't have to buy physical gold.
Okay.
You could explore for ETFs. There are like quite a number of platforms that offer those services. So
Okay.
it is still as good as you gold. You're not just buying it physically, and
So,
you can sell quick, yeah, as you would to like the physical gold. So
okay.
the thing is, just read, let me say, learn more about options, because I can't say because this is the things I like, then I would make my sister like those things. Because
Yeah.
you asked that if I'm to advise someone, no, I can't make her. I'll just explain everything I know about investments to her, the options she has, how much she's willing to put into it, and if she's considering short term or long term, because that's also a factor to put into place, right? So
Honestly,
that's like basically it.
yeah, that makes perfect sense. So, that leads me to the next question I would want to ask, because I know that you're into real estate, Miss Temidayo. You're into real estate and you're doing so well in the real estate niche. So are you trying to advise that in your 20s, you shouldn't be looking out for real estate investments? You should, be looking out for savings and investments in maybe the field of the stock market, ETFs, mutual funds, and all that. And maybe in the nearest future, when you get to your 30s or your 40s, you start looking out for real estate investments that you can venture into. Is that what you're trying to insinuate now?
Not at all. Okay, so there's this thing with
Oh,
people in the 20s age bracket, right?
yeah.
Every time you tell someone with a very young mindset to invest, they tell you, oh, if I buy it today and I need my money tomorrow, what do I do? But then there's one thing with humans: if the money is not there, do you know? Okay, let's say for example, you need 100. Okay, let's say 500,000 naira in this case. you don't have a means to sort that bill. Do you know you literally find your way around it? But then, as a young person, oftentimes when we have something substantial, at the slightest inconvenience, we tend to go back to that thing that, oh, should I flip this thing for cash? Should I sell this thing for cash? Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
states, there's a popular saying, the best time to buy is now. The second best time to buy is still now. You
Okay.
necessarily don't have to Lekki, VI, Ikoyi in your 20s.
Yeah.
There's the Elementals, there's Ibejuleki, there's Epe, there's Ikorodu. There are lots of options to consider. But then one thing that I'm very heavy on is any money you want to invest, make sure it is out of a place where you won't have to result back to flipping it
Mm.
very soon. Like an amount that you know you can let go of and it won't affect anything.
True. Very, very true. Can I say something?
Because yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, so that really struck me. Because in as much as yes, you should venture into savings, you should venture into investments and all that, you should have liquid cash. You venture into investment
Right?
that you know that you're not going to touch for a long period of time. However, for emergencies too, you should have liquid cash that you can easily flip rather than putting everything in just one, investment plan that it will be very difficult for you to swap rather. Imagine you swapping for land now. Maybe you put in all your money in land and you have an emergency. It's how it is, right? In terms of looking out for buyers,
Yeah.
documentation processes and all that, it might take a long period of time. And for the purpose of ensuring that you don't get caught up with some certain kind of situational contingencies, it's very much important that you have liquid cash or you invest in the real estate market and also the stock market so you can easily flip when you need cash or you need to do some certain kind of activities. I don't know if in line with what you just said now, because that's one information I just picked up.
If you're taking out of the whole fraction, it won't affect any other basic need. That's just like
Sure.
the idea. So, and the best time to invest. Okay, so I'm going to use this practical example. I know like a couple that got a land around Alaro City.
Ooh.
Sometimes I think 2008 or so. Yes, I think it was around 2008.
Okay.
And as at then, I saw the receipts recently. It was 80,000 naira per plot.
You're not kidding
Yes,
me. What year was
yes, it was 2008. That's like less than 20 years.
Oh my God.
It was
Wow.
80,000 naira per.
Okay.
Yes. And lands around there now cost nothing less than 30-40 million naira for
Oh my
400 square
God.
meter.
Wow. Just wow.
So that's like right. So that's like that case saying that the best time you can buy is now, and the second best time is also now. And interestingly, now with real estate firms, you don't have to pay at once. There's a thing where you could do like a monthly subscription,
Yes.
right?
Sure. Sure.
So you don't have to go burden of, oh, I want to pay someone 2 million naira. It's not that deep. You could opt for maybe 6 months plan, a year plan, each man to his own let me say rules and stuff. So you could find the one that best suits your income and then go for it. As long as you know what you are buying is genuine, go for it. The best time to buy is now. Every time. Always works.
Okay. In relation to that, it leads me to the next question I would like to ask you. In terms of streams of income, because according I was listening to Reverend Funke Adejumo, and she said something that struck me. She said that at any age that you are, you should not have only one stream of income. So in your 20s, what do you think? How many streams of income can one actually, should one have in their 20s, right? How many streams of income would be convenient for you to live the kind of lifestyle that you want, and also for you to be able to gather up as much as you can, right, in this age brackets, in this age, age sets. Let's put it like that. Yeah.
Okay, so what works for me, I have a major source of income. And then from that major source of income, I've learned that even while I'm sleeping, my money has to work for me. Money is while you're awake. You're in
True.
deep you are in deep trouble. So if you
Yeah.
have one income, you just have to equip yourself with enough knowledge to multiply whatever is coming from that major income
Uh,
into other little subsidiaries that will channel something or bring something back to your pocket at the end of the day. Honestly, the internet has made it very easy now. You could just go to ChatGPT one random evening, type, how do I multiply this amount? What investment options can I consider with this amount of money? Right? So
absolutely.
when people hear multiple source of income or multiple streams of income, they think you have to work 3 4 5 jobs. That's not the idea. He's not working hard, he's working smart. So then if
Not
so if
before.
from a major stream, you can
Yeah.
as well channel it into other little subsidiaries that would in turn bring cash.
Okay.
So I mean, back to the old what's it called, money market. There are a lot of options to be considered, right?
Yeah.
Shares that could pay you dividends and stuff like that. So I mean, there's so many options to consider.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
answers your
Yes, that clarifies the question I would want to ask. And I believe that for the viewers, that should also clarify the questions that you have at the back of your mind, right? She has been able to like dissect those questions. So that leads me to the next question I would like to ask in terms of advice, so that we can just wrap the session up. What advice would you give to people that are looking out for different savings options, like to venture into? Yes, they are earning monthly and all that, but some of them, they are actually very clueless. They don't even know the percentage of money that they are meant to have for themselves, the percentage that is meant to go for savings, the percentage that is meant to go for spending, the percentage that is meant to go for investment. Some persons do not have that idea. Even people that are in their 30s, funny enough, they don't even have that idea. So how would you advise someone once they get their money, their savings, sorry, their salary, how would you advise them to go about saving, moving forward?
okay. So on this one, you can't tell a person how to let me say divide his or her stream of income, right, into like every need he or she has to cater for.
Okay.
But then one thing is certain, like I said earlier, a fraction of your rent has to be like really minimal.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm never that person that takes out my rent like whole from a bulk of cash. No. Once I'm getting an apartment, I'm knowing how much I'm paying every month, and I'm putting aside that money every month unfailingly. Because let me say a bit isn't meticulous when it comes to planning and stuff. I don't like it when anything makes me let me say unsettled.
True, true.
So I always want to control what I can. So speaking about that, everybody has like how much they are earning monthly that is constant. So you are taking rent and the basic things you have to like consider needs, wants, and all of that,
Yeah.
right? But then you should understand that okay, so one mistake everyone makes is you take out savings after you started spending. Let's say I have 50,000 naira and you're shit, I've not saved any, saved 10,000. There has to be like a particular calculation because there are some things you just can't cheat your way into.
Exactly. True.
You need structure. You need a structure. Okay, this is the amount I earn. This is the amount I'm giving out. Let's say your younger sister comes, oh sis, I need this. You know you have a limit. And that is why it is advisable for everyone to have at least 3, 4, 5 bank accounts.
Yeah.
So
True.
you know draw each money out from. And I mean, average Nigerian has more than 2 accounts or 3 accounts. So this is like, it should be very easy for everybody to do. Once your monthly pay comes in, you are taking out savings, rent, feeding. I was explaining to someone a while back. She made a comment that, oh, we earn the same amount, yet you buy some certain things. Then I asked her, what do you eat? And then she said something about her eating outside in a popular restaurant. And I'm like, you can't keep up with this amount you are earning. Okay, let's say you earn 200,000 naira. You have to come to work 22 working days in a month. And then you are buying lunch 2,000 naira every day. Make it make sense. How about you buy food stuff what, let's say 20, 30,000 naira? You buy them in bits, rice, and every other condiments that you need to buy. You cook, you just know that okay, you have to wake up maybe 30 minutes earlier just so you can cook. Bring your lunch to work. You can snack on maybe cereal, oat, or one of these very quick breakfasts, right?
True.
That way, the next month you are restocking. You know you have some things at home. It is always constant. You can't keep buying salt and sugar every month, right?
Okay.
So when you have a structure, you can work with that, and with a very clean and clear structure, you can draw out savings, investments, emergency fund, rent, miscellaneous. Because yes, I'm very heavy on miscellaneous. Something always happens, and eventually in a month, if you don't get to use the money apportioned for miscellaneous, you can easily take out maybe 50% of that, put it in the savings for like the next month. You can add it to it
Yeah.
and still leave the remaining 50%, and the actual amount you're supposed to like add up to the miscellaneous that month. So you know you're not going to enjoy the fact that, oh, because I didn't use part of my miscellaneous last month, then I get to squander it, because typical person would feel like, oh, is my money, right?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Let me say sharing formula. Just understand every of the bill you need to pay, and while at it, be very prudent and disciplined. That's just it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, explicit explanation in relation to the question that was asked. So we really do not have like much time again. And I know that you're about catching up with another appointment. And I don't want to keep you waiting. So today we've come to the end of the show, Tea with Bels. I want to see this opportunity to appreciate you, Miss Temidayo, for honoring the invitation to, throw more light on how we can go about saving and investing better. And I believe that the audience have been able to get knowledge that would help them to shape their investment journey and also their savings journey going forward. And also, in summary of what you have stated, I would also want to seize this opportunity to admonish everyone that in your 20s is a time that you need to build. It's a time that you need to take your investment journey very seriously. There are ETFs, mutual funds, and so many things that you can literally venture into. So I believe that if you get into that, yeah, you'll be smiling in your 30s and in your 40s and maybe for a lifetime. But that's actually not a guarantee too. So yeah, thank you very much. We meet same time, same time next week. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. Very much appreciated. Bye.
Bye.